rips his clothes off, holding a bow and arrow, and says, playtime is over.
I'm going to shoot again, and I'm going to hit some other things that nobody's ever hit before, aka all of your bods. He kills Antinous immediately, and he just starts shooting everyone.
And everyone's like, whoa, do you realize you just killed that guy? Like,
He's saying, you will join no more games.
You're in timeout.
yeah. They're like, this must have been a mistake. Surely no one would kill the hottest guy in Ithaca. We find out that Beowulf has the strength of 30 men, by the way. They just kind of casually drop that.
So Grendell grabs him with his steely claws, and Beowulf became afraid for a moment, but then he remembered his courage, and he stood up and he grappled with Grendell.
As soon as Grendell grabs him, he feels how strong and buff Beowulf is, and he gets nervous.
There are 30 guys in these muscles.
This feels like the strength of 30 men.
25, 26, 20, 30?
Regarding the fight, or regarding the two adversaries, it says, hateful to each other was the other's life. I hate that this guy's alive.
At that point, Beowulf realizes that they can't stab him to death, so he rips his arm off at the shoulder.
Pop. Pulls his arm. He just rips off the arm that he was grappling
Well,
with.
if you ever had like a Barbie doll, you know, sometimes they just like pop right out.
You could say Grendell's also a right-hand man.
Because his right arm came off?
We don't know. That's the thing.
And how many arms did he have to start with?
That's a good question.
Do you assume that if no one specifically says how many arms someone has, they could have any number of arms?
Well, he's a monster from hell, so who knows?
I was assuming too, but now Jackie's opened it up. Like, what if losing one arm wasn't that big of a deal? I guess he did die after it.
He died.
Yeah. I think you can bleed to death even if you had more than 2 arms.
Maybe that arm was the one that had all of his vital organs in it. Is that supposed to be a pun? Like Beowulf went into the battle unarmed and then he unarmed Grendel?
He disarmed Grendel.
I don't know, but that's really funny.
It's the mythical origin of puns.
And he goes to put his key in the door and let himself into his house, and all of a sudden, the door knocker turns into Marley's face. It had a livid color, it was horrible, and he just goes in, and he just opens his door and walks in, and then he looks at the back of the door, and he's like, huh, is there gonna be, like, Marley's back of his head on this door? Nope. Turns out it was just on the front. All right, then.
Oh, well. Yet another annoying thing that happens today.
I bet he was going to ask me for money, too. So he goes up the stairs, and he's in his creepy old dungeon of a room, and then Marley's ghost comes in, which leads me to kind of wonder, like, why did he do that weird thing with the door knocker if he was just going to come in anyway?
He wanted to get him freaked out already.
Maybe he messed up the first time.
Like, he was like, shit, I'm just in this door. I can't do anything from here. And he does say later, like, I don't know how I got here.
You wouldn't believe how many different pieces of furniture my face got stuck on.
While they're arguing, they hear a psalm being sung downstairs, and Betty, like, sits up in bed and starts screaming.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's not a great sign. Reverend Paris, Betty's dad, runs back into the bedroom, and for whatever reason, a bunch of other people also come up. They are so freaking nosy. I would hate to live there.
Yeah. Well, and poor Betty has already been slapped hard across the face when she accused Abby of drinking blood. And then Reverend Paris gets up there, Betty screaming, and he just, like, keeps lightly slapping her. Why would she wake up every time she wakes up? You hit her in the face. Of course she's going to pretend to be sleeping. So people are singing Going Up to Jesus.
The name of God.
Yeah. And so when they hear her screaming, they're like, aha, she is witch.
yeah.
She can't bear to hear the Lord's name.
There's an easy way to test that. I don't understand why someone didn't just go right up to her and whisper, like, Jesus.
Oh.
Nobody tries it, you know?
And then she wakes up and you hit her in the face and you're like, see, she's upset.
But they don't test it at all. They're like, she's screaming because of Jesus. Okay, say it again. See if she screams again.
Wait, guys, I think I figured out the fun game to play with this play.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you know how I like taking analogies a little too far, and I get joy out of that and humor.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, if the analogy is like the witchcraft is communism, then what is this scene? People are like downstairs talking about stock options and stuff, and then upstairs the person's just like, no, screaming.
We need to share
Everybody runs up.
everything. No unjust hierarchies. Oh my gosh, the sound of an unjust hierarchy made her scream. She hates capitalism now.
Someone is down there talking about, like, buying a new part for their machinery shop, and she's like, "Steez the means of production."
The name of Elon Musk made her wake up from her nap and holler.
He's in the elevator going up to his room, and he's in there with this burly kind of guy named Maurice.
The elevator operator.
Maurice says to him, hey, you interested in having a good time? Holden goes, me? And so Maurice offers him $5 for a girl, and Holden immediately says, okay.
He immediately, after agreeing that he wanted to hire an escort, immediately is like, oh no, I don't want to. No time has elapsed. He's still on the elevator. Maurice hasn't said anything to anyone. He could easily just be like, oh, never mind.
Oh, well, that's tough, Rachel. Like, you're in an elevator with the guy. What are you going to say? Never mind, and then just face the other way?
Yeah, just say, oh, sorry, I wasn't really paying attention.
When you all encounter an elevator operator these days, what do you think?
I think they're a ghost.
I think it's a good job if you can get it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be amazing? I would love that job. You just get to sit there and like think about Pokemon the whole time.
Maurice clearly had a side hustle, so maybe it wasn't enough. Yeah.
I guess for us, we could have our side hustle and we're just promoting the podcast the whole time.
I actually thought about that today. I took a ride share somewhere to pick up my car, and this is the first time I've been in a ride share in over a year, and I just thought,
oh, you should have said, hey, do you mind if I put something on? And then just put on the podcast.
Yeah.
It was like a 10-minute ride. And then I thought about, what if I were, a Lyft driver or whatever? Maybe I could just do that and make some extra money. And then I'll also play the podcast all the time. And they'll be like, what is this?
Just play the intro episode, like the little teaser over and over and over.
I would go mad.
Like, what if I'm driving someone for an hour and it's just like, hey, Theo, hey, Jackie, hey, Rachel, hey, David's here too. I got a great idea for a podcast.
My calendar's a little full, but...
Why are you guys mocking yourselves?
Because no one else will do it.
I'll do it.
Oh.